NostraDumbass predictions review,
Whew.
which is our annual making fun of ourselves as we look back at our preseason special, where you and I predicted all the division winners, wildcard winners, World Series winners, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVPs. I thought since our whole 5-team crew is out of the playoffs, this might be a good time to revisit these. And then I actually looked at it was an hour-long segment where we went through all this back in March. I actually watched the whole fucking thing, which is painful. But uh, so I wrote down, I sent you a list of everything we predicted, and you laughed as much as I did as how much we got wrong. I think we essentially only got like half of the playoff field correct, which is pretty sad. We did better in the individual categories, but I don't know if you want to start going through the list there.
Yeah, we'll start in the AL. I mean, we weren't far off. We both picked the Orioles to win the East. They came short by 3 games. I mean, I'm not going to say that was just a terrible choice by us.
They did make the playoffs, so I think
And
we
they
get
made the
credit for
playoffs.
that.
Yeah.
The funny part of the video is you were adamant that the Yankees were just shit and not going to come close.
Yeah.
Of course, they won the division. Now they are starting game 1 of the AL Championship Series. So
What?
it was that was just it was I there's yeah, that was, I just thought that was kind of fun. You did a lot more predictions outside of just winning the division. You were pretty confident about many things.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to come off like I knew what I was talking about. Um, and the United Front continued for the AL Central. We both picked the Tigers to win the Central, and it was looking like really the dumbest statement ever made. And then they stormed back in August and at least made the playoffs. So,
Yeah, I don't feel I feel a little vindicated. They basically they did win more games than I think either of us thought. I think I think I was going to be about 84 wins. They ended up with I think 86. So
yeah, 86.
we were pretty spot on with that. They did not win the division simply because the Guardians were so much better than either of us could have predicted. So I feel like we did all right there.
Yeah, I think the funniest thing to point out is, and you didn't go with the games prediction, but we both thought, and I remember this conversation, and I remember me saying this. We both thought, oh, the White Sox are not going to be as bad as people are making them out to be.
Yes.
And I said they're going to win over 70 games. Well, I only came up 30
Yeah.
short. So
You were talking about the Vegas under over. It was like in the 60s.
I think it was
69
and a half or something. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, they're going to win the mid 70s, but
yeah. Whoa. Yikes. That might be the worst. That might be the worst prediction of the entire.
That might take the cake for the worst NostraDumbass prediction. So yeah, we'll give you credit for that.
Well, maybe the AL West and how we saw it is the worst. I picked the Rangers. Oof. They finished 10 and a half games out. You picked the Mariners, who kind of imploded for a bit there. They only finished 3.5 out. So
we fucked that up.
So the wild card, it doesn't really get much better for us. I picked the Rays, who finished 2 games under 500.
That's what I used to always do. And this is like the first year in like 5 years I didn't pick the Rays to win the wild card.
I picked the Astros. They just happened to, as they always do, win the division again. And then I picked the Seattle Mariners to be the wild card team. So I think what none of us saw were 3 playoff teams from the AL Central. So
no, I don't think anyone in the world saw that. I mean, that was the worst division in baseball for so long. 3 of the 5 teams, 3 of the 5 teams made it. 3 were in the, well, there was a potential that there could have been a completely AL Central AL Championship Series.
Yes.
So I mean, it's just remarkable what the Royals, Guardians, and my Tigers did. So suddenly the AL Central is like the best division in baseball in a weird way.
Yeah, so I missed the Yankees. I didn't even have the Yankees making the playoffs. I'm so smart. KC.
You were adamant against them as well.
I'm just over the Yankees. You did better.
I think you hate the Yankees.
You did better. You had the Yankees, the Rangers and the Astros. So you got 2 out of the 3. But then
Mm,
you missed KC and Cleveland because we didn't think
yeah,
any
just fuck
anyone
them.
from the AL Central is gonna fucking make it. So yeah, not too good. So let's go over to the National League now. Historically, it's the weirdest thing for this podcast. I was looking at old notes. We normally seem to do really well with the NL East. I don't know why, but
And
we
that's like the
only
most wide open division in baseball with so many competitive teams. So I don't know how
yeah,
we get that right, but
but we both had the Braves winning it. They came in second
oh
by a long shot, 6 games behind the
yeah,
Phillies. Um, so, but the Braves didn't make
we're
the
wrong,
playoffs.
but we're kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. NL Central is where we really fucked up bad. We had the Cubs.
yeah.
I said they would win 87 games. I was also over on that. They won 83. The same amount. They actually have the same exact record as they did with the future White Sox manager,
I
Grandpa
honestly
Rossi.
thought, yeah, I actually thought 83 wins would be enough to win the NL Central. I just had no idea the Brewers, after losing Corbin Burns and their manager, were going to be just as good, if not better.
Little
Just
little did you
strange.
know.
Yeah, should
Little
have
did
known.
little did we know the manager is not that great. Moving to the NL West, you took the layup, of course, the Dodgers. That's a smart pick. I went crazy. I went all in on my Giants. And if you
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 did.
you you just listen to it, I remember it. I was fired up. Giants, everyone's winning awards. It's pop the champagne. This fucker's over. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, Soler got traded before the end of the season, and Snell went back on the IL, and the rest equates to an 80 and 82 record. So there you go.
The Dodgers
Um,
were done. Otani was going to be a bust.
yeah, Tony's gonna be a bust.
That might have been the quote of that show, quote of that segment for sure. There was a lot. There's a lot of anti Otani statements
Right
coming
on.
out of your mouth.
Well, he almost was a bust because of his gambling problem that they were able to hide.
Yeah, that was a big
Um,
topic at the time.
anyway, that was part of my theory was that he was gonna succumb to the outside pressures of the
Yeah,
press. So obviously he said, "Fuck you, press,"
not so
and
much.
yeah, see ya. And a wild card. I had the Dodgers, so they did make the playoffs. In case anyone was wondering, they lost to the Mets tonight. Thank you. Uh, the
Mm,
Diamondbacks, who fell way short, and I had Philly, who did make the playoffs. Who I didn't have were the Mets, Milwaukee, and San Diego. So
yeah,
for
I think
you,
I
you
missed
had
those.
yeah, you had the Giants and the Phillies and the Reds. Jesus,
The
what is wrong with us?
Reds.
What's wrong with us?
Wow.
You missed
Yeah,
also Milwaukee, the Mets, and San Diego. Oh, we missed the same 3 teams.
yeah. Well, can't
Oh my
stand any of
god.
those teams. So
All right. This is even better. My World Series is way worse than yours. Mine's San Francisco over Baltimore in 5. Yours was
in
Atlanta.
5.
Yours was Atlanta over Baltimore in 6.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
god. Well, I just want to apologize for anyone who's listened to the NostraDumbass episode last year because we've been, we're not wizards or anything over here. We're like anyone else. We're taking our best guess. I had a little more fun with mine this year with the Giants, which is just so far off. It wasn't even entertaining now. But I mean, it's just
oh,
really
it's
bad.
entertaining.
This is our worst. This is by far. We have never been this bad.
I don't recall being this bad. But fortunately, we're a little better in the individual categories, so I think we can hang our hats on that.
Well, I
Which
can't
seems
now.
almost really. I thought you did all right.
Well, I didn't. Not for MVP.
Oh, oh
Yeah, I got Lewis Robert Jr.
yeah.
and Jorge Soler.
I forgot.
Oh yeah,
Oh my goodness, that's about as bad as it gets. So yeah,
yeah.
I think it's
You,
pretty clear. I mean, are we just gonna give Aaron Judge and Shohei Otani the AL
yeah,
and NL MVPs?
right. Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be. There's no other way to go.
Well, at least I had an outfielder in the AL, and that's what Aaron Judge is. So there.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Nice.
You
Well
had
done.
Adley Rutschman
Mm.
and Ronald Acuna Jr., who, of course, had an
Ooh.
abbreviated season again.
Yeah, Rutschman started out okay and kind of fell off the table in the second half. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, not even close.
We make up a little steam here. I mean, we're both going to be winners here. AL Cy Young, we both have Tariq
Oh yeah,
Skubal.
we both had Tarek Skubal.
Tarek, sorry. Yeah, at
Triple
least you had.
crown winner.
I
Triple
mean,
crown winner. This is a slam dunk. If he doesn't win the fucking Cy Young, there's been a little bit of talk about giving it to Emmanuel Clase,
nope.
Cleveland's closer. That would be a fucking
No,
travesty.
no
We will
way.
do an emergency podcast if that happens. Just a massive diatribe against whoever the fuck the voters are. Tarek Skubal is the AL Cy Young Award winner. It's just hands down going to happen.
Yeah,
And you and I predicted it.
that's right. So fuck you, doubters. We know what we're talking about. On the NL side of things, I had Blake Snell and you had Zach Wheeler. I
I don't.
just I don't think either has
The,
quite a good enough resume, but
well, Chris Sale's going to win it. That's what's
yeah,
fucking crazy. Former White Sox, former crazed lunatic on the South Side. He's going to win the
yeah,
fucking Cy Young this deep into his career out of nowhere.
yeah.
I think Zach Wheeler is probably going to finish second because he's just behind Sale in pretty much every category. So I don't feel too bad about that prediction. But uh, Snell, you're on your homer kick, as
Yeah,
everyone from the Giants was gonna win awards in the World Series eventually.
that's right. I just got a news flash. They did not make the playoffs.
Mm,
Um,
it's tough.
Rookie of the year. I went with
Mm.
Wyatt Langford from Texas, who has some pretty good freaking numbers.
Yeah, I think you might have won that. I'm not sure. I haven't really
16
looked too
yeah.
closely
I mean
into
16
like what's
home
going to happen with that.
yeah, 16 homers, 74 ribbies, 19 stolen bases, 740 OPS. I don't know. And you had Parker Meadows for the
I feel
AL.
justified in that. He got off to a terrible start and was actually sent down to the minors. He's come back and been the Tigers' best player and a big catalyst of why they made this run in these last 2 months. Of course, it's only those 2 months, so he's not going to win the Rookie of the Year. But Tigers were 27 games over 500 with Meadows in the lineup, which is pretty impressive over just a couple months span. So and he's emerged as a Gold Glove center fielder, uh, manning an enormous center field in Comerica Park. He's incredible in the field, and he's been a big catalyst even in the playoffs offensively as a solid left-handed bat, leading off quite a bit too. If he had somehow figured this out earlier in the season, I think he would be Rookie of the Year. It just took him half the year to figure it out in the minors and come back up, but he has produced exactly the way I thought he might.
Then I had Kyle Harrison for the Giants, and I
Let
guess
me
I
guess, from the
proclaimed
Giants?
I guess I proclaimed he'd have 15 wins this year.
Yeah. I don't know
I
what
don't
he
think
got to, but I
I
don't
think it's
remember hearing
15.
much about him.
Yeah, and then you had Michael Bush from the Cubs.
Solid year for the Cubs. Golly, he's probably one of their most consistent hitters. He was their best power hitter to start the year. Uh, he's not going to win it. It's Paul Skeens, of course, is going to win it would assume for the Pirates, but
Yeah,
I don't feel too bad about that prediction. So I don't know. I feel like we did better in general. Well, if you had stayed away from your homerism, you would have been better off for
wait
your
till next
individual
year.
award predictions. Yeah. Well, that was fun. We got to hold ourselves accountable. We talk about we're complete jackasses. NostraDumbass specifically. So we got to come back and tell you how we got it. We fucked everything up, but
Yeah, we
I don't
did.
know. I
But
feel okay about it.
yeah, I'm okay with it. We got some things
All
right.
right.
Word Hole Media.